Welcome back, everyone, to Real Chill Conversations. This is your girl, Dominique, and today we're going to be talking about mental illness. This was a topic that was brought to me, so definitely we're going to touch on it today. So let's get into it. Mental illness has really increased, and it has made this topic, I think, more common. Everybody is a little bit more open to speak about it nowadays than it used to be. So I have noticed that. And with so many people having mental health issues, some may ask, what causes mental illness? Okay, well, let's get into that question. Some people do believe that it can be genetic. However, I have pretty much a different opinion a little bit about it. Don't get me wrong. I do believe that some mental illnesses can be passed down from your family trait, but a lot of it can come about just from your experiences, our experiences in life and our environment, what we're around. So just to name a few that I have done my research on, that you can inherit. Well, not inherit, let me take that back, but a few from just life experiences in your environment, which is death, childhood trauma, and addictions, just to name a few, because there are more. Our hormones can also be a factor as well when it comes to mental illness. If your parents suffered from mental illness, what is the possibility of you having one? And this is a very good question, because research believes that ADHD, autism, bipolar disorder, and depression and schizophrenia are the ones more common that can be genetic. And I kind of do agree with that, just in the people, that I have met and stuff like that. Usually they do have someone in their family that is the same way. I do want to say this, though. You know how sometimes, yes, you might have a parent that is bipolar or have a bipolar disorder. Doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be born with it, but because you be around that person, that's your environment, and everything that comes with it. When you're around someone, it can pretty much make you feel like it's normal. So it may be something that another person will just start doing because it's normal to them. So I do feel like it can definitely, be part of that. I do feel like we have a mental health crisis right now, and our lifestyle plays a major part of it. I do see a lot of people on social media that post things like when they're depressed or they're thinking about even hurting themselves. I really dislike those posts. I feel like, a lot of people cry out online, and the bad thing about that is that we cannot even reach out. The best thing is to go to someone close to you and talk about it. Social media has really become this place where everybody just want to express themselves. But the thing is that you cannot really get the help that you need on there, especially if you're having thoughts of harming yourself. And I just hope that, we can definitely overcome this, because it has been a very big part of social media. I think practicing healthy habits and using those tools that we have to tackle the mental health issues, and people can talk about it more and find out how it works, then new babies and new generations can be helped. I really do feel like they can be a lot sooner, instead of turning it off and ignoring it. When you see a problem and sense it, I try not. Well, when I see a problem and I sense it, I try not to ignore it because, that is the dysfunctional response to it. So I try to pay attention. And I feel like we should be more attentive to this matter, because there's a lot of people that, may be going through depression. It's a lot of signs. And, sometimes we be like, oh, Junior just like to be in his room by himself. He don't like to be bothered. And sometimes we may feel like these are personality traits, but it can be something wrong. So I would recommend, and I'm not a doctor, of course, but I will recommend to at least find out why. Because a lot of these traits, when people be alone and they don't want to be bothered, they're so disconnected from society, that's a problem. We don't always have to think that that's just how somebody is. And I'm speaking for myself too. So before I end this small episode on mental illness today, do you feel like labeling people with mental health issues disempower them? Give me your thoughts. Thank you for joining me tonight on another episode on Real Chill Conversations. And don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.